So, I like that. So, right on cue. Right on cue. Well, I'm going to cut all this out. So don't worry about it. It's backwards anyway. See? Lordy, I can flip it, I guess. I don't know, man. I can flip it. Told you. It's great when your mind goes blank, you know. It's 3 o'clock. Nah, it's getting close to 3 o'clock. About 2:20. Give or take. Had a great thought, just vanished. You know, while I was getting ready to say that thought, another thought came up, getting ready to say that one. Before I could put it into words, everything gone. Oh, crap. It was really good, too. So this is how I spent a lot of my time trying to think of what I was thinking. I've got to, I figured this out maybe, just theorizing here. It's all, not all. No, you don't want to watch this, really. I'm going to have to heavily edit, censor. Vivo. Is Vivo a good place? YouTube has gotten so tight in the ad. Oh, he said ass. It's in the Bible. It's not in there. But not that I don't think. Maybe it's in the original text. Go back to the original text. Dong is in there. Dong. Yeah, it's in there a couple of times. Pretty sure. You have to fact check me on that. I was just looking at some old pictures. I'm like, what happened to my hair? Damn, I look nice with hair. So really, this is not the greatest time to come out, the shadows. And do you ever really? Hell, the Rastafarians, they say I and I. There's no me. There's no you. We're all one, see? I and I. Now, who did I learn this from? What whiz? What genius? What knowledgeable? Keith Richards. Keith Richards. Yeah, I'm reading his autobiography, which, he has a co-author there, which, smart move, Keith. Can you imagine that guy? He probably looks like this, tearing his hair out. Keith, we're going to do some work today, Keith. Keith. I mean, that should be in the autobiography. The writing of the autobiography. I mean, people need that, Artists, we always, the cliche of artist, basically, the caricature that we always refer to. I didn't esteem artists, above everything else. No, not me. Not me. After a while, it was like, well, when that right brain, left brain thing came along, I was like, okay, you're an artist. Get over it. You're an artist. Yeah. Artist, whatever. Whatever. Poet, whatever. No, I don't think anybody's comfortable with titles. Queen, King, I'm the King of England. Did you know? Why not, man? I'm an artist. I'm a tranny. I'm a tranny. I'm the Queen of England. I got a good picture of tranny here. If I could just show it to you, I'll show it to you. I can do that maybe. It's a pain in the ass. But, if I had my mirror. What happened to a mirror? There, see the reflection? Oh God, I got to make some money. So I'm half of all these things, Oh yeah. Well, anyway, this might not have been it, but I was thinking about time. Lag time. There we go. Well, it took me. Is that a 3 or is that a 7? No way. It took me 7 minutes. Almost 8 minutes to think of that. 10 minutes. Lag time. See, I've had this theory for a long time that, God can be there with the answer, trying to get a snap, but the old Arthur or whatever, there. I am not drunk, I swear, I'm not drunk. It's 3 o'clock, man, give me a break. I was up 3 o'clock last night. Somebody was snoring. Oh my God. Actually, this is the first time since, since I left there, like 24 hours ago, that I haven't had that cat smell in my nostrils. Coming from somewhere, I don't know where it's coming from. It lingers. It lingers. You're sitting in the doctor's office and you haven't had time to take a shower. You just washed your hair. I'm building up your curiosity. Don't you understand? Flag time. Oh, aren't you just dying to know? I wish that light switch was somewhere else. There's a light switch. I'm impossible. By my ear, I like this. It looks like a flag, but it's not. There's a light switch in my head. Can't get it out of your head, can you? Okay, lag time, basically. Just having too much fun here. I've had this theory, about lag time. It's now there's no lag time with the Lord's Prayer. Now, when I say when I make these grandiose statements, take it with a grain of salt. Grain of salt. Grain of salt. Salt is good. Put a little on your rice and the stuff is edible. I hate no salt people. What the hell's wrong with you people? Go ahead, have a freaking heart attack. Jeez. That's harsh. That's harsh. I'm so harsh. So lag time is like when you say a prayer to God, when you talk to God and you ask for something. Now here's what it can boil down to: lag time with your prayers. So say you're hard up for money, and you keep asking God for money. Give us this day our daily bread. In some translations, let me get out the Gutenberg Press and look it up. If I could just get to the library, if I can just get to the Gutenberg Press, and click on Gutenberg. Gutenberg. See, you can tell I'm a product of this corrupt administration. What administration? Did you say administration? Yes. Not the one in Washington. This other one. The shadow administration. Well, that coffee's not going down at all. It's coming up. So, no lag time with the Lord's Prayer, but there's lag time. Now, if you just want to communicate with God, if you just want to be with God, well, the way we would say it would be hang out, But I don't like using, slang when I'm talking about these things because it makes me sound. It sounds kind of disingenuous. I have to keep playing with the mouse to keep the lights on. We keep the lights on. The mouse does. Now you can see, I can actually show you the mouse. So there's no lag time with the Lord's Prayer. When you're like hard up for money, and you keep asking, then finally you say, daggone it, go out and make some money. And you go out and, rob a bank. Well, that's certainly not the Lord answering your prayers. You didn't give him time to answer your prayers. But, it takes some time, if you pray and pray and pray and pray for years for something. And this might be the other thought I had. I really didn't start I didn't become a normal person, and I hate using air quotes like it. I didn't really start being a quote unquote normal person till I was 48, 49, 50, somewhere in those couple of years. God freed me. Yeah, made me free. And all that, it'd take that long time to heal. It might have, but it's not just, you're not just healing, you're living. In that interim period where you want something and then you finally get it. It can be decades. So let's pray and not faint. Don't quit. Keep it up. Hang in there. And in the meantime, you have birthdays, you have romances, you have sin, you have life. You know, you have babies, you have successes, you have failures, you write songs, you learn about yourself. So it's not like, you know, I'm just waiting here. See, I'm looking at my watch. You might not have seen that. I'm looking at my watch. Just waiting. So, why is that? Well, I've wondered that myself. Why does it take so long? And I just come up with a little theory that doesn't really explain it very well, or at all. You know, it maybe explains it. It's a hint of an explanation. Well, you know, we're here, and God is, let's say God is there. Where's there? Well, you know, God is not in a hurry. He can be here lickety-split. He can be here. Oh, don't point your finger at me. He can be here. Really, I think the Lord's Prayer illustrates. I mean, the Lord's Prayer, that statement, He can be here instantly, is most true of anything that I've found. But that's just the Lord's Prayer as God is using the Lord's Prayer. That's what it is. God's utilizing the Lord's Prayer. It's Jesus' words, you know? So, wouldn't he use something, wouldn't he use something to validate Jesus, you know, his son, here on earth? You know, wouldn't that make sense that he would look at those words? I mean, this is, you know, I'm trying to encapsulate it in the realm of time, which that's not where it is. So he ordained it, you know, or whatever God does when he anoints something. And what does anoint mean? Well, you know, chooses to use it. And this didn't happen like it was probably before, you know, the earth was even the Big Bang or whatever. This was preordained, as they say. And how do we know that? How do we know that? Well, we experience it. That's what we experience. when Jesus said, pray thus. But it's just like immediately, you know, it gets buried, and somewhere in human consciousness, millions of other things in there also, in the human consciousness. It's not the first thing we learn, but it's up there, you know, from what I remember. So all this that we've learned and all this that we're learning, why would he single out the Lord's Prayer to be so instrumental in all of this? Don't know. But it's about us. It's what we should be thinking about. Because it's an answer to the question, how do we pray? You know? It's not like the disciples asked Jesus, how do we sing? Or how do we bake bread? Or, you know, how do we wipe our rear hands? No. How do we pray? You know, the crying, yeah, you know, I don't want to bring all that into it. And I wish there was a pause button. Maybe I can delete some of that. But, you know, we want to bring that all in there. And even after, right after the Lord's Prayer is the doxology. So it didn't take long for someone to say, oh, I think we need to spice this up a bit. Here, how about a little paprika? Paprika. I like the way I say that. So that's the paprika. We need a little icing on that cake. Oh, I got it. I got just the thing. This is just icing on the cake. And some guy, you know. And he's got this solemn voice and this magnificent voice. Here I'm getting a little bit too much for most people. But that's my favorite part of the Lord's Prayer. Why didn't you put that in your song? Why didn't I put that in my song? So that's our tendency. You know, we want to help the Lord out there a little bit. You know, Lord, that's real good. That's real good, God. You did good. But, you know, we have to really sell it. This is it. That's good. We have to really sell it. Can't just say the Lord's Prayer. You have to sell it, man. Bring it home. Yeah. Trust us. Trust us, God. We know it. We know what we're talking about. We know it sells here. You got to spice it up a little bit. It's terrible. I'm terrible. Just terrible. So that's what I was talking about lag time. It's not really, I mean, I kind of got off track there. But, you know, you never get off track when you're talking about the Lord's Prayer. It's always, it sounds like another commercial here. Oh, it's time for the Lord's Prayer. And anyway, so you see, You see, you have to experience it for yourself. So I learned the Lord's Prayer, as a youngster, and put it out of my mind. Put it out of my mind. And then I even heard a Catholic priest say this: got to pray from the heart. Pray from the heart. So that was the big thing. Pray from the heart. Well, you do, yeah. Well, of course. Of course. Duh. But sometimes your heart just ain't into it. So, well, what I found is the Lord's Prayer is for those times when your heart just ain't into it. For even those times when your heart just ain't into it. So, this is the experience I had. Basically, I mean, I could give you all these theoretical reasons, why the Lord. Well, just have to experience it. Like I did it. To me, it didn't happen. I had no idea. Nobody told me, hey, say the Lord's Prayer. I probably would have looked at him like, like they look at me. Like the deer in the headlights, like crickets. And I wonder what they're thinking, Maybe they're waiting for me to say something else. I'm finished and they're waiting for me to say something else. So, but there is a basic, I do have a basic structure of reasons. Well, number one, he said, pray thus, okay? And we're supposed to take that seriously. That's one of our objectives, literally, to take Jesus at his word. Pretty good idea, huh? Since he is the Word, and I always wonder, well, what is the Word? You keep saying the Word of God. It's in the Word of God. So, about the time that, all this happened with the Lord's Prayer, I started to understand what the Word was. Well, they would say, well, the Word it means logos in Greek. And that was supposed to help you out there a lot. Yeah, well, thanks, man. Now, I guess I have to go ask a Greek what it means. What does logos mean? Logos, or however you say it. It means, it's logos in Greek. Logos means the word. Logos means the word, but what does the word mean? Logos. Oh gosh, thanks. Thanks, pal. And that's all I ever got. But you see, those hippy-dippy people, they ruined it. They ruined us for us literal Christians. Talking about vibrations. Good vibrations, man. But when you think about it, what is a word? Word. It's a vibration, if you just put your talk and put your fingers right there. Wow, that is a vibration. So you got these sound waves. See my eyes get big. It's good, man. Hey, man, cool with the big eyes, all right? I'm so sorry. I must be, like this theatrical type. So, the vibration, Shirley MacLaine. But, nah, you could take that to the Big Bang and back. The Big Bang was the vibration. The Big Bang was the word. God spoke the worlds into existence. So, I don't want to get hyper Shirley on you here. I don't want to get Shirley on you. But it's simply, there are vibrations. Words have vibrations. Every sound has a vibration. So, word cometh by hearing. Now, I don't understand that either. Word cometh by hearing. Except if a tree falls in the forest and there's no one around to hear it, does it make a noise? So, it's all, it gets a little out there after that, so. But scientifically speaking, this wave pattern or whatever, and it's with Jesus especially, that vibration, I think it never diminishes. And there's 1 billion Catholics or so around the world and Protestants saying this prayer out loud in unison on Sunday. So it's like waves, ripples, and still waters at the same time. I'm hungry, I'm going to eat.